I've made over 500,000 naira online doing what I'm about to show you guys in this video. And the best part is the fact that I actually did not spend any money before I got this amount of money. All I used was my internet connection, my mobile device, my laptop, and that was it. And I was really shocked and surprised when I started seeing the results just by doing what I did on this particular website. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys all you need to know about these particular websites, how I went about it, what I did, how I got that amount of money, all in this video. So make sure to watch this video to the very end, especially if you also want to start doing the same thing. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kesentin Abdrazak, and here on this channel I talk about money, business, artificial intelligence, skills, and a whole lot of things that can actually add huge value to your entire life. And the name of this particular website is Vendblue. Vendblue is an amazing digital website where you can actually do several digital activities in order to get paid online. But then in this particular video, we're more focused on one aspect they actually offer, which deals with mesh, which a lot of people call the clothing brand. So all you do basically here is to drop a design, you head to Vendblue, you upload that particular design, and then Vendblue on their own end are gonna help you with the production, the packaging, and the best part, the delivery to whoever actually orders your product. Now, all you have to do is to focus on the marketing aspect, and this was basically all I did in order to get this amount of money. And I'm going to be showing you guys right now the process, how to get started, to how to actually start making sales. So let's hop into the system right now and get properly started. So this is the website on my screen, as you guys can see right now, vendblue.com. So once you're here on the website, this is basically how the website looks like. You can see how amazing the website looks like, and this is how I started, right? So I came to the website, which is all you need to do for you to actually get started on your own end. You want to sign up first, right? You want to click on sign up, right? And then they're going to ask you very few questions, starting with which of this best describes you. So you want to go for anyone that suits you, right? After doing that, you click on continue. And then how did you hear about us? If you're basically hearing about Vendblue from my YouTube video right now, all you have to do is to click on YouTube, right? And then click on continue. And this is basically where you're going to start inserting your basic information. For example, let me say KitKat as my first name, and then my last name, let me just say Kesinton, right? So you also want to do the same thing on your own end. And then after doing all this, all you have to do is to click on continue. This is the first option of signing up. But if you're someone like me that always like signing up very, very fast, then all you have to do is to simply come to the bottom here where we have continue with Google. And after clicking on continue with Google, it's going to automatically sync your information from Google with this particular account. Okay, so you just want to click on it. This is just a tutorial account, right? So once you click on it, then you want to go for continue, right? So after clicking on continue, automatically all your information is going to be synced, as you guys can see right now. And then you are just going to start by setting up your store. Now they're going to ask you to insert your country. Depending on what country you're in, this is where you're going to select your country, right? So I'm in Nigeria, so I'm going to leave Nigeria. And then you want to insert your mobile number as well. So after inserting your mobile number, this is just a tutorial, right? You want to go ahead and insert your store name. What do you want the name of your store to be? Let's just say I want it to be KitKat YouTube, for example. You also want to put your own name. And then finally, this is where you're going to insert the name for your URL, which is basically the link of your store itself. So ideally, I always recommend, and I personally use the name of my store for my URL as well. So you can just make it KitKat YouTube, do the same thing for your own name, and then once you're finally done, all you have to do is to click on continue over here. And as you guys can see, the next thing here that Vendblue is going to ask you is the content niche. And remember, we're dealing with the mesh in this particular method of making money on Vendblue. So let's just say our mesh is going to be related to technology, let's say gaming, let's say motivation. And once you're finally done selecting up the three options, you click on continue. And then the next question they're going to ask you is, how large is your audience? Please This audience, it doesn't have anything correlating with the money, right? We're more focused on making money through the mesh, right, without spending any more on all those things. So it doesn't matter. You can select any option. Let's just say we're going for less than 1,000, for example, and then click on continue. And then finally here, you're going to select the social platforms you're active on. Okay. So ideally, I would always go for YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, Telegram, TikTok, and then you can as well add other options that you're actually active on. And what you need to do next after doing all that is to click on finish. And as you guys can see now, your account has been activated. Now, this is basically the area, as you guys can see on my screen right now. Once you've actually signed up, this is the first step. You now have your own store. So if I start by clicking on visit my store here, right, you're going to see that it's going to take me to that link, that URL link we created. And basically, when you start adding your mesh, when you start adding your clothing designs, this is the area, this is the link of the area where your products are going to be displayed for whoever wants to buy them. Please stay with me. Please stay with me. There are a whole lot of things I'm still going to talk about, okay? Now, this is how you now get started. You want to come here to where you have products, okay? So once you click on products, right, you want to come here to where you have create your first product. Now, they're going to ask you, is it going to be a digital product or is it going to be a print on demand, right? I remember from the start, I said that Vendblue offers several digital activities, digital services, but we're more focused on the one, right, that I'm more interested in, the one I made over 500,000 from, which is basically the print on demand. So you want to click on print on demand. Now, after clicking on print on demand, as you guys can see, these are the available options here on Vendblue. And whatever options you're seeing here, there are other, customized options. You have the ability to be able to reach out to them if you want something different. All you have to do is to just come here to other mesh in bulk. So all you have to do, let's say we're going to be selling a t-shirt, for example. This is basically all I did, but then I went for all the options, right? It's not compulsory to go for the options, all the options. You can go for specific ones. But what I did was I did the same thing I'm about to show you guys for every other options. I started with t-shirts. I clicked on it, and then as you guys can see here, the production cost, Vendor is going to show you how much they need to actually produce this t-shirt. So you can see from 9,900, this is basically the production cost. So every other amount of money you're going to be adding while selling this is the amount of money you receive. So for example, if I'm going to be selling this t-shirt now, I can say, oh, I want to be selling it for 13,000 naira, which means my profit is going to be around that's 10,000, 11, 12, almost 4,000 naira profit. So this is how much Vendblue is going to use to produce the t-shirt, and the remaining amount of money is what you're going to receive on your own end. And same thing applies if I go back, same thing applies to other ones. Here you can see for hoodies it's about 18,900 for production cost. So let's say I want to sell my hoodies 25,000. So the remaining money, the difference from the production cost and my selling cost, is the profit I'm gonna earn. You guys can see this is amazing. And remember, you're not doing the production, you're not doing the packaging, you're also not doing the delivery. Vendblue is gonna handle every single thing. So all you have to do, let's say you want to do that of the t-shirt, is to click on the t-shirt, right? This is the first thing. You scroll down. Now you can see start designing. So it's this start designing you want to click on, right? After clicking on start designing, as you guys can see, this is how it looks like. Now, the only thing you need to do is to just complete this design. You can see this is where you're going to be uploading the design you want on the t-shirt or hoodies or whatever it might be. So this dotted box, you're going to put whatever design you want inside here. If you want, you can put it at the head, just like what I have on my t-shirt right now, or you can put it at the center, depending on how you want your design to be, right? So all you have to do to upload that particular design is to come here to where you have upload. So you want to click on upload, and then this is where you're going to click on drop files here. You can either select from your device, select from OneDrive, depending on whatever you actually saved your design. Now, this leads us to the next question. How do I even design? Especially if you're someone that doesn't know how to design. What can you use to, get nice designs right now without wasting time? And that's why in today's world, as at the time I'm making this video on the 8th, right, on the 8th of August 2026, we have artificial intelligence already. So you can optimize artificial intelligence to generate nice designs that you can start putting on this mesh. So it all depends. Remember, it all depends on the type of niche you want. You can decide to focus on a motivation niche, which is what I do. I do more of, motivating people on my clothing, get up, dream big, all those type of things. And if you want something more, babyish, maybe you want something for babies or you want something for academics, it all depends. You need to select what type of mesh you want to do. The more you focus on being selective on the style, the better it is. Based on my own experience, this is basically what I did. On my own end, I focused on motivation, right? You can do the same thing if you want, or you can do something else. So after you've actually selected an idea, all you have to do is to head to either ChatGPT or you can head to Vosu.ai, right? And then you generate a design based on this niche. So for example, I'm going to head to chat.openai.com, right? So once you're here in chat.openai.com, all you have to do is to just tell ChatGPT, right? You can do the same thing. Create your own account on chat.openai.com. Just simply click on sign up. You can also continue with your Google account, just like what you did for Vendblue, and it's going to be very fast for you to sign up. So once you're here in ChatGPT, chat.openai.com, all you have to do is to say, generate me an image design for, depending on what your niche is, right? So let's just say motivation. Then you can tell chat, I want to use it on a t-shirt, right? And then enter, and chat is going to generate an awesome design. And if you're someone who's more specific, you have a concept in your mind based on this particular niche, then you can tell ChatGPT to generate that particular design for you, that exact idea you have in mind. And once chat has actually generated it for you, all you have to do is to download the particular design. After downloading the design, we head back to Vendblue, upload it, and add it to our mesh. And as you guys can see, chat has actually generated something here. And remember, you're able to tell chat to change it if you want. You can tell chat to adjust it. Just click on edit here and then tell chat to change it. Or you can decide to regenerate something completely different, something more simple. It's all the same thing. Once you finally gotten the design, all you have to do is to click on it and then download it. This is where you're going to download the design. Now, after downloading the design, all you have to do is to come back here to Vendblue, right? And this is where you're going to upload it, right? This is where you're going to upload it. Just click on it, go to your downloads, select it, right? And then click on it. Just click on it and then click on done, right? And as you guys can see, now we have the design on our t-shirt. You can see we have the design here. So all you have to do is to, decide, do you want it to be a type of design at the angle, or do you want it to be a type of design that's going to be at the center, right? Once you've actually decided this, let's say I want the design to be at the center, right? Once you're finally done, all you have to do is to come here to where you have the colors. If you look at my right hand side, the next thing here is to choose up to 4 colors that you want this particular clothes to come in. So let's say you want black color to be the first, you want a blue color, you want a red color, you want something, let's say 4, whatever it might be, but you can choose up to 4 colors. So once you've finally chosen up to 4 colors, the next simple thing you want to do is to come here where you have write a short product except, right? This is more of a caption. I can simply just say discipline t-shirts, right? And once you're finally done, we're heading to the end right now. You just want to come here to basic info, and now this is where you're going to put the name of the t-shirt itself. We're talking about a brand, we're talking about a mesh. You want it to be more unique to your personality, so you can decide to make the t-shirt, I can say Kid Cares Classic I can say Kid Cares Classic Discipline t-shirts, okay, for example, right? And then this is where you're going to insert the description of that t-shirt. So if you want, you can decide to leave the description the way it is, right? And once you're finally done, the final thing you want to do here is to come here to the area for pricing. And as you guys can see, we have the production cost showing here, 9,900. This is how much Vendblue is gonna be using to produce that particular product, this particular t-shirt, and then you can see Vendblue are automatically recommending how much to sell it, which is going to be 12,375, and then they're also showing you your profit, how much you're going to profit. But then if you want, you can decide to say you want a profit of up to 5,500 per t-shirt, and as you guys can see, the price has spiked up to about 15,400. So obviously, if you look outside in the market right now, you can see how much an average t-shirt is. Okay, so this is things you can actually look into. This is more of the marketing. And now once you're finally satisfied with how much you want it to be, the next option here that Vendblue has provided for us is what we call the show slash profit. This is more or less like a marketing idea, marketing strategy. Or if you're making a discount, you want people to see that, oh, the price is actually 50,000, the price is actually 30,000. You reduce it due to the fact that you're doing discount and all those things. That's why this option is here, show slash profit. So you can decide to say, oh, ideally you're supposed to be profiting 10,000, right? So this is just if you want to use this, and if you don't want to use a discount idea or a marketing strategy, feel free to leave it unchecked and finally come here and click on publish. So, and another amazing feature that Vendblue has provided here in this print on demand mesh is the fact that you're able to select the print method you want. If I click here, you can see we have DTG, we have DTF, we have screen printing, we have embroidery, depending on what you want. They're gonna do everything for you aside the marketing and the design itself you're creating, which I just did at the front of you guys using AI. I didn't spend anything. I designed it for free, and then all I need to focus on now after making it available is to focus on marketing, which I'm going to be showing you guys what I did to market my own product. And as you guys can see, this is exactly how people are going to see your products once you've actually published them. So once they come to that particular URL you created, as you guys can see, this is basically where they're going to select the sizes they want, maybe extra L, the color they also want, they can select it over here, right? And once they're finally done, all they have to do is to click on buy now, and automatically they're going to click on checkout as well. And in the side where you have to insert their delivery options, Vendblue automatically would drop the amount of money. This is the extra fee for the delivery. Vendblue is going to handle everything, the last name, the email address, every detail, and then they're going to make payment. And as you guys can see over here, shipping calculated from address, Vendblue is going to handle it. So once the person pays, Vendblue is going to take the share and then drop the remaining amount of money, that is your profit, in your own wallet. And that leads us to the next part of this particular video, which is the area where you're going to be withdrawing your money. So let's go back here, right? So I'm going to go back to our dashboard. So you want to go back to your dashboard, right? You can see we just visited it. So it's going to be showing you your orders. It's going to show you people that are visiting. It's going to show you the conversion rate as well, right? So you want to scroll down to where you have payout. You want to click on payout, and this is where you're going to set up your payment information. This is where you're going to insert your bank, right? Let's say my bank is Lotus Bank, for example. This is where you're going to insert your account number, right? And then once you're finally done, you click on update. So basically, when someone actually pays and get your money, you're going to be seeing everything here in your available balance. And once they're ready to withdraw, if you want to withdraw, you just go here and then go to payout, withdraw it to your bank account, and that's basically how I went about it. Now, the most important aspect, which is basically how to market your product. I personally focused more on direct selling. Direct selling simply means you messaging people directly, people right? And then with the idea of targeting a period where a whole lot of people are more interested in buying, clothing items, right? This is just a strategy. You can decide to make yours all time, all rounder, or you can decide to focus on periods that people would actually be buying clothes, like Christmas, periods that a whole lot of people wants to buy new clothes. Then you can target that time, create something like this. You can in fact create something similar to that particular celebration they're celebrating, right? Share the link with them, tell them about it. Yeah, that's basically direct selling. That's what I did, right? Tell them about, oh, you can actually get this is nice. Show them nice designs of what you've done. And if you actually want a look, an image of someone wearing that particular cloth, that particular mesh, right? So for example, you can just tell chat to generate you an image of someone wearing a sweatshirt or wearing a t-shirt with this particular design. So for example, I can say generate me a nice female model wearing a sweatshirt with the image above on the center of the sweatshirt, right? And then enter. And all you have to do is to wait. Chat is going to generate an awesome model image wearing a particular sweatshirt, and you can decide to use the image to market your product. You can, as you guys can see how beautiful this design is. Imagine I show this to someone who wouldn't want to buy it. That's the same idea. You also want to do it. And most importantly, I want you guys to understand that your earnings can actually vary depending from one person to another person. There are a whole lot of factors here, factors in terms of marketing, the strategies you take to market, the effort you put in. There are a whole lot of things at play here that will determine how much you can actually earn. And remember, earnings here are not guaranteed in the sense that it depends on if you're able to market well, if people are actually interested in your product. Yeah, they buy, and that's it. So that's basically how I went about it. I want to believe you guys learned a whole lot in this particular video. If you surely did, you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, drop a like on the video, and also feel free to share this video with your friends and family members out there. And I'll see you guys in my next highly informative video.